But before you get too excited about the new additions to the league, remember, all of the players are still women. They stink at basketball. That's the problem. Other than that, it'd be a good, good game, but they're all horrible, so it makes for a kind of a boring game.
37, excuse me. Claudia Sheinbaum was elected the country's first female president after a bloody election campaign that saw 37 candidates assassinated. And that's our neighbor. Whoa. We live next to a fucking crack house.
That's on fire.
A crack house on fire run by a Jew.
I support the guy, but he made some big mistakes. Not only did he put his boyfriend on the payroll, he put him in charge of Homeland Security. And everybody knows the big guys handle security, and the Jews watch the money.
Okay, now let's not stereotype people. Let's not get into
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't know you were one of the chosen people.
I'm not, but you can't say stuff like that.
I just did.
Hey, it's the 18th edition of the 38th Parallel. I am the Hapitarian, and I think it's going to be part of the show now where I just play some clips that may or may not have anything to do with the topics that we're going to talk about. I have no idea what we're doing here, but I'm doing my best. And so this is unprofessional, but the guy that hosts the show with me, but he's more of like the permanent guest for the show, and he's very professional. Because he hosts a show, the #1 late night show in all of the history of all the shows that were ever made for late night television. It's Too Late with Alan Mosley, and this is Alan Mosley. How are you doing, sir?
Man, I don't know about all the late night shows that have ever been, but I do feel confident in saying that for all the late night shows that are on TV right now. I unironically do believe that it's the best one on now. But I mean, look at my competition for God, like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, and you used to also compete against the Late Show with James Corden. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, when It's Too Late started, Craig Ferguson was gone and James Corden came in. And you know what? I wouldn't have even remembered that name if you had not said it just now. Like, it's just completely blocked out of my. Craig Ferguson was the last one. Well, I guess technically Craig Ferguson was not on anywhere near as long, obviously, as Letterman, but then he actually got out before Letterman did. So the last one that I ever really watched, like more than just in passing, was Letterman. But I watched Ferguson like religiously, and I didn't watch any of the other ones even during that era, and I haven't watched any since. I mean, at all. Like, good God.
So you were the Craig Ferguson fan as opposed to Conan O'Brien.
Well, I mean, that they were really in a lot of ways they were separate too. Well, I mean, for one, that's NBC and CBS. That's number one. So I liked Conan when he was on Late Night with Conan O'Brien, which comes on after the Tonight Show, and I supported him being on the Tonight Show, but I was one of the first people, because you know how it's like they announced he was the guy, and then they pushed Leno out, and then like you know how there's kind of like a gap where like the when he's making the transition from the Late Show to the Tonight Show, like he doesn't just start the Tonight Show the next day. It's like there was like 6 weeks or something where it was taken,
like that, some grace period.
and then they got ready and built up the first episode with the new host Conan O'Brien, and in that very first show, I remember thinking this isn't the same. And I'm not necessarily saying that it's like awful, but it's clear that the NBC people talked to Conan and said, hey, you know, all like your kind of wacky quirks that sort of made Late Night with Conan O'Brien what it was. Well, you need to leave that in the past, because this is the big leagues, you know, and you've got to be a little bit more straight man, a little bit
tone
more
it down.
Yeah. You got to be a little bit more audience friendly to the boomers who watch the first show and don't watch the second show. You know, a lot of people watch the Tonight Show, don't watch Late Night. A lot of people watch Letterman, wouldn't watch Craig Ferguson. It was Craig Kilborn before him.
Right.
And Kilborn wasn't terrible, but he was kind of generic. But it didn't matter because he came on after Letterman, and once Letterman was off, after 5 minutes, people turn off their TVs, go to bed. Like, it's pretty typical. So the moral of the story being is, when Conan went to the Tonight Show, did I support Conan? Yes. I never liked Leno. So when they said Leno was done, I was like, I don't even care. Whatever. Leno's gone. We're finally moving on. But even the very first show, I was like, oh, this isn't as good. Like late night with Conan O'Brien was better than the Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. And so then when it started to become all that drama, and then when they finally announced that NBC had pulled the plug on him being the Tonight Show host, it was surprising in that he hadn't been there long enough. Like you can't have really, really bad ratings in the time slot before the Tonight Show, which they did, leading into your show, and then only give you like 5 minutes to adjust and then be like, okay, you can't do it, and pull the plug. So NBC screwed up the whole thing. With that said, I don't think Conan would have been a long-term answer. And I'm not blaming Conan. I'm blaming more, I think the network went to Conan and said, okay, that shtick is old. It's time for you to kind of reinvent yourself. And it's
Isn't
like,
that what Jay Leno said? Don't blame Conan.
Well, yeah, that's what Jay Leno said. And then Letterman responded with, yeah, no one is blaming Conan, Jay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wink, wink. But if I'm right, and I strongly suspect I am, if I'm right that the network basically said to him, you need to sort of kind of reinvent yourself and be a little bit more of a primetime generic host. It's like, if he got the job because of his own success, why would you change yourself to fit the time slot? You should be bringing your show to that time slot. He didn't do that, whether it was his choice or not. He didn't. And I think ultimately it would not have worked out. With that said, the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson blows all of them out of the water. And if there's a bigger mistake than Conan being on the Tonight Show, it's CBS two-parter. Not only did CBS not give the Late Show to Craig Ferguson when Letterman announced that he was going to retire, because he announced he was going to retire but stayed on for like a year or something.
Yeah.
He did. And he announced he was going to retire. And during that time, Craig Ferguson announced he was going to retire and retired before Letterman did. Mm-hmm. And I think there's some conjecture there that maybe there were some internal conversations of, well, is it kind of like president and vice president, where if Letterman's going to go out, then Craig Ferguson moves up, but that CBS basically never offered him to the job. It's not clear that Craig Ferguson would have wanted it, because it seems like Craig Ferguson was kind of done being a late night talk show host. Yeah. But I think it offended him that they never offered it. And so that's why his exit was kind of quick. It was like once they had decided it wasn't worth the discussion, he was like, well, in that case, if I'm not valued, goodbye. So they gave Craig Ferguson a raise like in his last year or something to stay on for another year. And then after that, there was no negotiation. It was, I'm out. Bye. I think that they should have thrown the bank at Craig Ferguson to get him to replace David Letterman, because Craig Ferguson was the best one on television on any network, period, full stop, fight me. And then the next biggest problem, so it was a double whammy. Not only did they not promote Craig Ferguson to the Late Show, but then they replaced Craig Ferguson with who was at the time the worst one on TV. When James Corden walked onto that stage, he was in that moment the worst late night talk show host in America. And it's like, how do you go from, in my opinion, the best to the worst overnight? CBS sure as hell did it. They pulled it off.
Well, they had carpool karaoke, and they had those other games that he did with them. It's like, here, if you don't want to answer this question, you have to eat this disgusting food. It's like spinning the table or whatever to see what they're going to eat.
Twitter is asking me if I want to join live episode 18. Thanks, Elon, for the internet. I think I already have.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll join it anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. It'd be funny. There's two of you in here. Let's see. All right,
now I'm listening to me.
Oh, jeez. That's not good.
I'll join it anyway. It'll be funny if there's two of you in here. Let's see. Okay, that's freaking me out a little bit. I'm gonna mute that. Now my brain's scrambled.
It's like you're watching yourself.
Yeah, I just stared into the void, so it's over for me. This episode's already ruined. I don't think any of our topics were the late night wars, but I'm better than all the ones on TV right now. Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, who replaced James Corden? Didn't he already gone?
Yeah, the Late Late Show is, I guess they retired it, and I think it's some game show now. Like after
There
midnight.
just isn't a Late Late Show anymore.
Yeah, he killed it.
He killed the show.
Yeah.
I should have James Corden on. It's too late.
They did. I think they were thinking of maybe replacing it. It was like, let's just replace it with this game show that used to be on Comedy Central.
Oh my god, dude! Like, well, in my mind, that clearly totally vindicates my opinion, right? Like, if I said he was the worst and you believed I was not correct, he literally killed the time slot. So no, he was the worst. And then of course Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, who else even is there? Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert are the ones on. Is there anybody?
Oh man, okay. Who out of those four? Who's the worst one? Like the one that if you just saw them on TV right now doing that show, you'd be like, this, like as a torture device. You'd have to watch like a whole marathon. Who'd be the worst for you? I know what my answer would be.
Stephen Colbert.
Yep, that's me too.
I think Jimmy Kimmel is the least talented of those four.
Yeah.
But Stephen Colbert is the worst because he's better.
Yeah.
Like what a completely squandered opportunity. Like he's the biggest sellout because you've seen him perform and now you're seeing him just be the most onerous regime shill you could possibly. And the vaccine with the little dance. That's just so like that's one of those like will go down in TV infamy things. Like 20 years from now, they're going to be doing a TV show about the late night wars, and they're going to be laughing about how Stephen Colbert destroyed his legacy by just being a mouthpiece of the administration.
Yeah.
After having at one time he had a lot of goodwill. At one point in time, because it's like in the same era where Conan O'Brien was kind of like the king of the late show, like the second time slot king was Conan. He was the guy that all the college students liked and the young people. Yeah. Those same people really liked Stephen Colbert. Some of them watched The Daily Show, but what's his name? Which he came back. Stewart.
Jon Stewart. Yeah.
Jon Stewart. He came back, but Jon Stewart. Norm Macdonald would hate Jon Stewart for the same reason that Norm Macdonald would like hate Dennis Miller and stuff, right? Like he's trying to be the smart guy and the audience doesn't like the smart guy. The audience likes the dope. So the audience likes Stephen Colbert. They don't like Jon Stewart. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's Norm Macdonald 101 right there. So he had a lot of goodwill and man, you want to talk about. So for all the criticisms that I may have about Conan O'Brien going from the background to the foreground and losing the magic, Stephen Colbert didn't lose the magic. He pissed on it. Like,
yeah,
my God. So those guys that are there now, I absolutely mean it with not a hint of irony. It's Too Late is better than their shows.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of Conan O'Brien, like him going to the Tonight Show, and I think it lasted for, it was like 9 months or something. It wasn't a whole year.
I don't even think it was that, but it wasn't a year.
And then him leaving and going to TBS, like him going to TBS and kind of him being able to do pretty much whatever he wanted to do. That was probably like creatively, it was the best thing for him. And then now he's doing that thing for HBO where he's traveling to different countries and being as goofy, tall white.
They're trying to recapture the magic of some of the off-screen bits that they did at the late show. Like remember, like he did stuff when he was on the Late Show after Leno. Sometimes they would do things where he would go to a convention or he would go overseas or like the old-timey baseball game or the Irish people or whatever. They're trying to recreate the magic, but it doesn't work because Conan O'Brien's not a young man anymore.
Yeah,
he wasn't really a young man then, but he kind of had a youthful demeanor about him. Now, if you look at Conan O'Brien today up close, he's not aging the best. He's not a young man, and so for them to still try to have him play the clown, it doesn't work anymore.
It's probably the Irish genes, I think. Right? He's Irish, right? Irish.
Yeah. And see, I mean, same thing like Craig Ferguson. I love Craig Ferguson, but I think if Craig Ferguson were here, he would be the first one to tell you it doesn't matter how much money they offered, and it wouldn't matter how much the fans yearned for it, other than maybe like a one night special. They can't bring back the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson because it's done. It's expired. It's not good anymore. And he hasn't only just moved on, but he's not that guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be the same thing as trying to send Conan O'Brien back to Seth Meyers' job and have him jumping up and down with Max Weinberg, and a bunch of risque graphics. It wouldn't work because he'd be like, this guy's kind of old.
Yeah, and I think Jon Stewart, he's not the official host of the Daily Show now, but he's doing it once a week or something like that. And it's not the same as it was back when he was the height of the Daily Show.
It's a very weird. So for one, it's a weird phenomenon of like when people. It's kind of like you see yourself in the mirror every day, so you tend not to notice changes in yourself.
I think I do. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
It must be an Asian thing. I don't know. But but if you saw someone and then didn't see him for a decade and saw him again, you'd notice all those changes would come pouring forth.
Right.
So yeah, like Jon Stewart has obviously aged as well. And it's also like, there's that uncanny valley thing in theater where if they have like an AI generated Princess Leia, it's unsettling to watch because your brain knows it's fake. And so it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's just a genetic survival thing in our brains. I think it's something similar to that where, the guy on your screen, he sounds like Jon Stewart. He looks a little bit like Jon Stewart. He sounds like Jon Stewart, but he's not that guy.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think his actual last name was Leibowitz because he's he's one of them Jays.
He's one of God's chosen people.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, the OJs. The OJs.
The OJs. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you think like you remember that
OJ was an OJ? No, I don't think that.
No.
No.
But do you think one, he's dark, or it was, I guess he's even more dark now that he's in the ground, right? Or did he get cremated? I have no idea. I can't remember.
We gotta work on your subtlety. Don't even remember what you're talking about now.
No, I remember it was
okay, all right.
So you remember that little bit they did on Conan for TBS? I think this was around the time when Craig Ferguson was like he announced he was retiring or thinking of who's going to replace him. Do you think Norm Macdonald? Because I know he did the whole bit where let me do the tryout. Let me try out. I can do this in 1 minute. I can do this. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
Do you think he would have been a good host? I mean, obviously, I'm guessing you're going to say he would have been better than James Corden, obviously. But do you think he would have been good as a host of a late show, as opposed to being like, yeah.
No, Norm Macdonald is an act. Like,
yeah,
his whole shtick is an act. He's being Norm Macdonald. But on late night, you have to be a late night talk show host. That is the shtick. And different ones kind of have their own sort of flavor and everything, but you know what you're watching. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's Carson or Leno or Letterman, when you turn the program on, like, oh, it's a late night talk show, talk show in the flavor of the traditional American late night, genre. It's a genre. Norm Macdonald is a genre unto himself.
Yeah,
so
right.
You can't it'd be crossing streams. You can't have Norm Macdonald the genre shoved into, like, even because every time he was a guest on somebody else's late night show, it was an event because it was a whole different thing. Like it's like this episode stands out because this was a Norm episode. It wasn't even late night anymore. It was a Norm show. And so for that to be like 5 nights a week, no. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't be a late night show in the traditional sense. I don't think the networks would like it. And I mean, and let's be honest with ourselves too. Like Norm, we love Norm and his bits and just his monumental amount of creativity was very impressive. His delivery, the fact that he would tell these long drawn out stories for these cheesy punchlines and stuff, that's what made him special. And he obviously was also a very smart person that played the dummy. And so all that comes out to making him who he was. But his movies weren't good. His TV show wasn't good. Like, come on. They weren't good. He himself said he didn't like being an actor on Saturday Night Live. He liked being a writer on Saturday Night Live. And Weekend Update gave him an opportunity to basically just essentially do stand-up, right? He just wrote a whole bunch of one-liners and talked for
which is weird
minutes.
When they kicked him off of Weekend Update. He was still on the show doing sketches.
Yes. And he himself said in interviews, this had no long-term legs because I wasn't a good actor. I'm not made for sketch comedy. You know, I don't look the part. I don't, it's awkward.
Yeah. He's not a heartthrob.
And that's fine. You know, that's really good, like realization. So for him to then, because late night's hard. Like I have a late night show where I do one show a week right in the middle of the work week, which is hard enough on me as it is. We've said many times, if you wanted It's Too Late to be Monday through Friday and everybody could turn on It's Too Late when they're getting ready for bed, y'all'd have to be paying me. Like, I'd have to be making 6 figures as a fucking podcast. So I can't do it. That's a lot of work. I'd have to quit other jobs I do to do that full fucking time. And we're not just talking about sitting here and click and stream. It's all the writing and all the editing and the guests. I was telling you before we started the show tonight, I don't even have a guest for next week. I'm like, fuck, next week's already fucked. I'm going to be here Monday afternoon emailing fucking Scott Horton saying, Scott, what you doing tomorrow? Because I don't have a guest. Imagine doing that 5 nights a week, 51 weeks a year, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's a lot of material. So no, man, I'd literally have to quit my jobs and just sit here. I'd be on social media with you all day being like, hey, what do you think of this? And be like, hey, send me what happened today. Send me some links. Yeah. And then you send me something. I'll be like, okay, well, what's funny about it? And of course, you never answer that fucking question, you useless bastard. You just send me a link and then send me another link. Yeah.
Read the headlines. Funny enough.
I ask you what the joke is and you reply another link. I'm like, God damn it.
The joke is the link.
I need the bit. What's the bit? So imagine us trying to do that 5 nights a week. Now I need to make like 150 grand so I can pay you fucking 50 grand to just sit here.
Right there. Get that guy.
Yeah, that guy will never be on my fucking show.
How about this guy? You should get this guy on there. Get that guy.
That guy will definitely never be on my show. It would be an obvious indicator that Chase Oliver has nobody good around him and does no research if he agreed to be on my show. Because I haven't exactly been super nice. What can I say? I'm against chemically castrating children.
I didn't see the interview. I just saw tweets about it. But didn't he do an interview with a couple of people from Reason? And even they weren't the most friendly with him either, because they were. I think what's her name, Liz Wolfe was pushing back on some of the things that he's spouted on.
I have no interest in having libertarians on the show, especially for the reason that they are a libertarian. If someone is on the show, it's because of something. If they happen to be politically or philosophically similar to us, that's great. But they need to be on for something. So they can't be on because they're a libertarian. That's how I remain a shit show raising like $50 a week with 30 watchers. That's if you want to stay that way, you be a libertarian podcast and only invite your libertarian friends on the show. That's what you do. I'm totally not interested in that. Haven't been interested in that in years at this point. Go watch The Gold Standard. It's on YouTube. There it is. So we did it.
So this wasn't on the list of things I want, and we might
none of this is.
I know.
Show's over. Look what time it is.
I know.
So anyway, Shane, where can people go to support you and get more?
They don't have to support me. It's fine.
Okay. Well, JC's going to, whether you want him to or not. So
yeah, that's true. I appreciate JC. You're a good person.
Yeah.
Man.
Hi, JC.
I don't know.
Don't you misgender Jason? It's Pride Month, for God's sakes, man.
Is it? I
And
don't
Justin.
know. I don't acknowledge whatever month you were talking about. Anyway.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are a hoppitarian. You don't
Yeah.
acknowledge other people unless they are.
We only acknowledge the hoppas and the good whites. Yeah. And the good Asians. Anyway,
Boy, we're gonna have a conversation about who the good whites. I'm assuming you mean no Irish, like no Polish. What's Is it easier to name the good whites or the bad whites? Which list is longer? I don't know. That's a topic. Maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's
it's like the one before we were talking about. Is race mixing good? I don't know. Some people say it is. Some people it's not. I don't know.
You know what? After all the debate we've had on both of our programs, apparently it's still up in the air. We'll just have to let the marketplace of ideas sort that one out.
Yeah. That whole gold mine. Anyway, so this thing I saw was tweeted, and I don't know if you've seen this as well, but it's from our good friend Dave DeCamp over there at antiwar.com, and he tweeted out this this image.
Yeah.
It says, "Congrats to Kyle Anzalone and antiwar.com for making the new Ukraine enemies list."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I actually read the list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you didn't actually go to the website that came from?
Well, no, I did, and it's just interesting that they would have the Libertarian Institute in there as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting.
It's so I was a little bit disappointed. I actually only read the list because I wanted to see if I was on it, and I wasn't, so I was pretty disappointed.
Well, that's not good.
Like I feel like I should be on there. And then I wanted to be able to call my mom and say, "Hey mom, a Ukrainian hit squad's coming to get me."
There are 390 individuals and 76 organizations in our list.
Yeah.
A little more than half of the individuals in the sample are right wing. About 1 in 8 are left wing, and the rest are whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is some cool graphics. Look at that. Oh, look, you can even do this, and hey, look at all these names. Ooh, Code Pink.
I don't know. Everyone's just looking at Twitter, so I don't know.
Zero Hedge. Andrew Tate.
You should be showing the audience this.
Oh, come on.
You're showing them Twitter. Jesus Christ. We gotta find. You need a producer.
Yeah, that is
you
true.
need that guy who all they do is push the buttons but still mess it up.
So I'm doing just as good as a job as anyway.
Yeah, it's just a crapshoot. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. All right. So it's funny. You can just like scroll over here and you can see all these different names. You can see Andrew Napolitano. I think. Yep, Andrew Napolitano's on there. David Swanson, Christopher Caldwell, George Santos. What? Pride Month. Speaking of Pride Month. Oh, look, our old friend Tim Pool's on the list. Congratulations, Tim. You made it. It's like, all 300 infantry. You made it. Full metal jacket. Now I'm really
interested. Hey, is it all right for me to advertise foxandsons.com using promo code it's ITL?
Well, I don't have a promo code, so yeah, go ahead.
All right, well, good, because I already retweeted the show saying, "Catch me on tonight wearing my Fox and Sons shirt, which you can find at foxandsons.com. Use promo code ITL."
Sarah Palin.
Yeah, Sarah Palin's on there. It's kind of
Sarah Palin.
What interestingly enough, they do label them as Democrat, Republican, or Libertarian. So apparently, Libertarian is an important enough of a indicator that they actually have those as a separate category.
All entities. Glenn Beck, yeah. That crazy right winger, Glenn Beck.
Mm-hmm.
Dan
you know what's
McKnight.
funny?
Bring your troops home.
Yeah.
Evil.
I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking about Glenn Beck. He get the less relevant he has become, the more correct he has become on his positions. So now that he no longer matters and he's not in front of like 50 million people every night, he now suddenly has changed his mind on some things. But back when he was getting paid a bunch of money to be on TV, oh, well, then he was just another neocon. Imagine that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you and me need to get signed by a network and get paid a lot of money to just dump all this shit, just forget everything we believe in, and do a dance about the vaccine.
Oh man,
For the bird flu, we'll do.
How much money do you think that would be to pay you to do all that stuff? What would be like the perfect amount so that anyone who's hearing this, who's part of that, they're part of CVS, whatever. Man, we need some new people. How much should they pay you?
Oh, I mean, like
$2?
to just go do what Stephen Colbert did and just completely sell my soul. Oh,
right.
Whatever. If they paid me like $5 million, I'd never work again in my life. Fuck it, dude. I'm for sale. Let's go. Everything must go tonight.
How dare
tell
you?
me what shit you need me to peddle, and sign the check, and we're there, dude.
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
A real hotbed of resistance right there.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're anti-Ukraine, but man, if you talk about Israel, oh boy. I guess Ukraine doesn't care about Israel.
Real principled anti-war faction.
Hell, look, Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
This is an interesting list.
That is one of the things he's been better on. Of course, he magically also doesn't remember any of those principles when it comes to Israel. Funny how that is.
Look at that. Mr. Donald Trump.
Yeah. Ukraine wants Donald Trump to go.
I wonder who they're rooting for to be U.S. president. Because, if Russia can infiltrate American elections, why not Ukraine?
Ukraine can't do anything. That's why they have to be propped up. All Ukraine can do is just steal money from other Western culture nations.
I don't know if this is offensive to anybody, but the Cato Institute is listed as Republican.
I saw that. Yeah. Cato's listed as Republican, not Libertarian. Which, if anything, they should be listed as Democrat, but they're listed as Republican. Yeah.
Oh, man. I bet the people at Cato Institute are like, wait, what?
Yeah. Fuck them.
Hey, look. Ron Paul is listed as a Libertarian. I mean,
that's what I told you. There's a bunch of things on their list as Libertarian. Libertarian is a big enough of a category that they have its own class. Yeah. Like they don't just call them independent, they call them Libertarian.
Oh,
I'm proud of the Cranes for even know what Libertarian is.
I know. They've done the research. Yeah. I wonder if a certain presidential candidate's on this list. Let's see.
I wish I could call or email them, see what I can do about getting on that list.
Just call them and be like, hey, Ukraine.
Yeah.
Just say boom over and over again. Like, what?
Yeah. If I could get on that list, that'd be big numbers for me on the show.
So yeah, Elon Musk, he's the owner of Twitter.
I already made fun of our friend Kyle Anzalone because they also list them like by organization or individual or whatever, but they don't say individual, they say person. So I screenshotted where it says Kyle Anzalone person. I said, Kyle, you did it.
You're a person.
You're finally a person.
Hey, look, Laura Loomer.
Yeah, who? God, when I hear Laura Loomer, I think how cool it would be to tie somebody down on the ground and put their chin on a golf tee and just drive into their teeth until their mouth caved in.
Wow. I think somebody needs to work on their subtlety.
No, she needs to die. For the monitors at YouTube, I'm suggesting violence against people I don't like. Yeah, they look the feds don't want you to know this, but you can just kill people you don't like.
InfoWars, Alex Jones. There you go.
Yeah.
Good job, Alex. Good job.
Did I hear something about apparently InfoWars is just gone now because they took all Alex Jones's stuff? Or is
I
that all
mean,
fake news?
I don't know. I guess we'll know if he's airing
If
a
the show
show
just goes
tomorrow.
away? Yeah.
Like if he's, I have no idea. But I heard he owes a shit ton of money. It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, they fined him like $1.5 billion or something.
It's
Yeah, he's done. I mean, he's definitely cooked. It's just a matter of, are they going to start seizing all of his property rather than him trying to make like payments? If they're just going to seize all of his assets, then that would be the end of InfoWars and stuff.
Oh, Breitbart. There you go. Breitbart. Mike Lee. There you go. Tristan Tate. Congratulations.
Yeah, the
Tristan.
Tate brothers are on there because real hotbed of political
Charlie Kirk.
revolutionaries. That's another one.
Dan Bongino. That's crazy. Dan Bongino and who was he getting in a fight with? Was it Daniel McAdams recently? They're both on this list.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, well Daniel McAdams is going to be on a list like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, Jesse Waters. I don't know. I just saw this clip of Jesse Waters where he was talking to Michael Richards, who was Kramer from Seinfeld, for those who don't know. And Michael Richards is releasing a memoir called Entrances and Exits. I'm really interested in possibly getting it. And Jesse Waters said something along the lines of, I may look back on this show, whatever the show he's doing on Fox News right now, that Jesse Waters Primetime, whatever. I could look back and watch it with my son. Man, this is what I was doing when you were young. Look at that. Jesse Waters Prime's like, wait, you can actually rewatch your shows? How's that possible? They just give you a tape of it? Like, here's the episode 450. Good, congratulations. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, so first of all, let me stop you right there. So here in another few years or whatever, if you're going to say to your son, they just give you a tape, and he's going to say, what the hell's a tape?
I'm still in the 90s mindset.
Like ducked or scotch? What do you?
Hey, look, Thomas Massey. There you go. Congratulations.
Yeah, Thomas Massey. Yeah, what a virulent, abhorrent, racist Thomas Massey.
Oh, the gray zone. This is gonna be the show now. Just me going through the whole list and naming names.
Yeah,
I find interesting.
It's like 47 pages. So yeah, knock yourself out.
Oh, Gareth Porter. There you go.
Absolutely terrible person, of course. How dare he have any opinions that are not approved by Ukraine?
Yeah, no, right. Ukraine's
like anyone gives a shit what anyone in Ukraine thinks. Man.
Bunch of these representatives, I have no idea.
I had I had a skillet cinnamon roll today.
Wow.
Is really good. Yeah, is actually sick.
I think recently we had I think it was a cookie that was cooked in oh my gosh, what is it called? I'm blanking on a name now.
I want to sit here. I'm just gonna pull this up.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on the name of the pan. Cast iron.
Yeah.
Jeez. It was like a cookie that was baked in the cast iron. It was like, oof, that was really good.
Yeah. Here you go.
Tulsi Gabbard. There you go. The future right winger.
Yeah, check that out.
Let me see.
Is that not just ridiculous or what?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's got to be at least like 1,500 calories right there. Woof, look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, when I ate like the first third of it, I started to feel full, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Get me out of here." Yeah, I'm just gonna make that that's just gonna be my camera now.
I just realized I wasn't sharing the screen. God damn it!
I told you like 20 minutes ago we were looking at Twitter. You thought it was a joke.
No, but I switched it off, but I didn't realize I didn't.
Oh well, clearly you didn't.
Oh God, this is episode 18, the one where everything goes wrong.
Yeah, Nico, come get your man.
Oh my God, look at this, Steven Seagal.
Wait, hold on. What? I didn't remember seeing Steven Seagal on there.
Oh my God, look at that, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, actor Steven Seagal.
Let's go.
What? What is he alleged to have done exactly?
I don't know. I guess he hates Ukraine. I don't know. I don't follow up on my Steven Seagal news. I have no idea.
Who doesn't?
Oh my
Everyone
God.
hated Ukraine before the day before this war started. No one supported Ukraine, including half of the Ukrainians.
Wait, we're a country? I didn't know that. Oh, Steven Crowder and Candace Owens. Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, basically the same person.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, Angela McArdle. She's on this list too. You hear that, Angela? You better watch out. Ukrainians might be coming after you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Turning Point USA.
Yeah. That says James Carden at the bottom.
I know.
not
I was
James
like, wait, hold on a
Corden.
second. I was like, hold on a
that's
second.
the tie-in from the intro to the show.
Yeah.
Is that we're going full circle back to
Holy
James
shit.
Corden.
For a split second, I was thinking, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve Bannon.
Well, Steve Bannon's in prison now.
I knew some
like-
shit was going down with him. I didn't realize he was in prison right now, though.
Yeah, he's in jail for
Oh, jeez.
contempt of Congress.
There you go. Matt Walsh, Tim Pool, as we mentioned before. There you go.
Oh, we actually are going to go through every page.
Yeah.
Neat.
They hate-
well, that's
they
cool. We
hate-
only have 10 minutes left. This has been a great show.
They hate the beanie. That's why he's on there. And he's a social media influencer, not a journalist.
Yeah, he's not anyone who matters, is
Tim,
essentially.
You're not a
Yeah.
journalist, according to Ukraine.
No, I don't think anyone in their right mind would call him anything other than whatever that is. Scott Horton, of course.
Yeah, Scott Horton.
Yeah, if Scott Horton wasn't on there.
Yeah, I know.
like-
That's what I was
And they haven't even read his book yet. That hasn't even come out.
Oh my God. Once his book's out, he'd be on top. He'd be number one on the list.
Oh yeah,
Dover.
it's gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to it.
So yeah, Kyle Ansel, as we said, Libertarian Institute, bring our troops home. Hey, you want to bring our troops back to America? Evil. Don't like it. Peace and
All right.
Freedom Party. Yeah, the Peace and Freedom Party. Yeah. That dangerous political party. Jeez. Oh, Jimmy Dore.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Wait, go back one. Go to page 40.
40.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, go ahead. It's fine. I thought I saw something.
Oh, I thought I said Rage Against the Machine. I was like, wait a minute. MAGA. Just the MAGA move. Just MAGA in general. Fox News
Yeah.
channel. Jeez. Wait, hold on a second. Marco Rubio, Rick Scott, Tim
Mhm.
Scott. That, anyway. Sarah Palin. Yeah, I just mentioned her already. Jeez. Well, we have come to the end. And just like usual, the Libertarian Party's last.
Yeah, as opposed to third.
Yeah, right. Jeez. All right, that was a giant waste of everyone's time. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Imagine the people who listen and don't watch the show. They have no idea what you're doing right now.
Yeah. I'm just
They're
reading
just-
a list. Like, why are you reading
Yeah.
random names?
Yeah, I hope you guys got your laundry folding in.
That was the whole point. Is hey, you get your laundry done, get you
Yeah.
some snack.
Yeah, get your shit done. It's almost bedtime, y'all. Come on.
All right, so now we can go through like a quick rundown, a lightning round.
Yeah, let's look at what were the topics for this
Yeah, right.
week. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one, and I think I sent you this one, and it's actually alludes to the title of this episode. Thanks, Elon, for the internet.
Mhm.
So a remote Amazon tribe finally connects to internet, only to wind up hooked on porn, social media. Thanks, Elon.
Thanks, Elon. Really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it arrived, everyone was happy. Oh, we can finally go on Twitter. Thank you, Elon. I can see I can finally see what President Joe Biden is saying on Twitter. But now
Mhm.
things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They're learning the ways of the white people.
Mhm.
Well, what white are we talking about here? Like,
I don't know. It seems like that's supposed to be some kind of criticism of whites, but your people are doing it. So now you're appropriating my culture.
yeah, I mean, you were excited about getting the internet, so
Yeah.
of course you were fine with it at first.
Well, of course, I know they sold it to those people as, oh, you're going to have access. You're going to be able to communicate like with local like villages, and you're going to have access to information. But
Yeah.
yeah, it devolves instantly into degeneracy. Sounds to me like you may have some underlying degeneracy issues in your culture. Not,
The
I mean,
the Marabo tribe, the Marabo are a chaste tribe who even frown upon kissing in public. But Alfredo Marubo, all Marubo use the same last name, said he is anxious that the arrival of the service, which delivers super fast internet to far-flung corners of the planet, has been billed as a game changer by Musk, could upend standards of decorum. Alfredo said, many young Marubo men have been sharing porn videos in group chats, and he has already observed more aggressive sexual behavior in some of them. How do you know? You've been seeing them? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Been watching the men smacking the women's asses more often than usual.
Yeah, they haven't been sufficiently gentlemanly by whatever their definition of gentlemanly is.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, they were actually just raging degenerates in their own culture, and this has made them even worse.
Right.
Like how I mean, I don't know.
We're worried young people are going to want to try it, he said of the kinky sex acts they've suddenly been exposed to on screen. Everyone is so connected that sometimes they don't even talk to their own family. I mean, he's got a point there. The internet definitely has made people less connected.
Yeah, I tell you what, I am an enjoyer of an occasional not talk to family.
Yeah, for sure.
Just every now and again as a treat. Don't talk to family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just me though.
Like, do you get to, like, whenever you're with family or just in any public gathering, such as the It's Too Late live event, did you ever get to a point where you're just like, I got the gist of this, I think I'm ready to go now? You ever get to that point?
Yeah. I'll wait until next year's It's Too Late live event. I think we're gonna sell it as a live show, and then after the end of the monologue, be like, you guys just like plug and play. Every show's the same. Just fill in the gaps yourself. In fact, we'll set it up as a photo booth. Like, you guys can line up and take turns sitting at the desk in front of, sitting here in front of, because that's Columbia. You can come sit at the desk in front of my window on my high rise looking at Columbia, and you pay. So you buy a super VIP ticket next year, and you get 5 minutes to just host the show however you want.
That sounds like a good time. I think I might consider that for a few seconds. I like how they gave you a map just in case you're pissed off that these people don't like the fact that they're, being exposed to kinky sex acts. If you want to go and visit them yourself, here you go. It's up in the South America over in the Amazon basin. If you want to go there and check it out, go visit them yourself. Tell them more ways of the white man. And there you go. So, yeah.
I want to share something with you, but I don't think it should be on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. What is it?
I just messaged it to you on Twitter.
Okay.
It's a tweet. I just shared a tweet with you in the messages, in the DMs, because I don't know. I don't think it should be on the show.
Oh.
But you should read that tweet.
Okay, I'll read it. All right.
No, read it to yourself. Yeah.
I see. I know what you're trying to do to me. I see what you're doing here.
I'm not trying to do. I'm saying I don't think that should be on the show. I'm just saying that popped up on my feed. I was like, oh, look at that.
You know, that guy has a point. He does have a point. I'm not gonna lie. He definitely has a point there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe puts a little bit extra on it at the end, but you know.
Yeah. I think he really enunciated what he was trying to say there, you know.
That is important. You got to
Yeah.
project strength, and that
Right.
does that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man. You could be like Joe Rogan trying to. Well, I'll basically give it away, so I'm not gonna. I won't continue that one. Anyway, that was really good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
What was that? Was that all of our topics?
Okay, so this is another one real quick that it's just a real quick, just to let people know that
Just real quick.
Yeah. Just look at it. I'm not even gonna read it. Just read the top. There you go. California fast food restaurants have cut 10,000 jobs thanks to state's $20 minimum wage trade group. All right, there you go.
Yeah. If only we had known.
Yeah, who would have seen that coming? Oh, wait, $20 an hour minimum wage? Well, that just means that we're going to have to stop paying all these people and cut some of these people out. I mean,
the thing is that everybody knows what makes that topic uncomfortable isn't the economic angle. It's the fact that when people get used to just dealing with a touch screen and a counter, as opposed to like fast food workers, the serving, like everything's going to improve. Orders are going to be more accurate. Time is going to be quicker. Prices are going to go down because they're going to spend less on that over time than paying employees. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to, the microphone is in front of my mouth. What do you want to do? You want me to suspend from the ceiling like a bat? I
can't see your shirt. What does that say? I have no idea. I can't see it.
Oh, it's Stormfront. I'm a white supremacist.
Daily Stormer.
It's Fox and Sons coffee.
Beautiful. I just got a couple more bags.
I saw that. So you guys are into the dark, huh?
Yeah, we're in the dark. You know,
I don't even have any of the dark. I only have the light over here because I'm not a degenerate. So I only got the light.
So we know we like to experiment with our coffee.
But the Boogaloo is the perfect blend of dark and light roasts.
The Boogaloo is a good one.
So downstairs I have a bag of Tanzania.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not for me. It's actually for someone else as a gift because I don't even drink coffee. But you know what we need is if people want to see 5 It's Too Lates a week, we got to get a whole bunch of more sponsors like Fox and Sons.
All right,
Steve Fox at Fox and Sons Coffee is a great dude who actually delivers a fantastic product that all the reviews are 5 stars. So we're actually, not only are we grateful to have the support for our show, but also that we have a product that our audience loves. So we need more sponsors like Fox and Sons Coffee so we can bring more content to you.
All right, you hear that?
Or I just keep the money and don't do anything more.
Keep the money and run.
Yeah. I'm gonna take all $50 a month and run. Got it, suckers, playing the long con. 7 seasons of the show.
To all the hundreds of people that are watching the show right now. Hundreds. Isn't that amazing, Alan? There's hundreds of people watching this right now.
Our viewership has gone way up in the last 3 to 6 months, and that's troubling because my show's retarded. Do you ever think that? Do you ever think more you look at an episode that you did and you're like, more people, here's a show that we poured our heart and soul into it and it got 17 views, and then on this show the cat knocked the fucking picture down and the frame broke and the cat got its nail stuck in the couch and the power went out and Nico needed a credit card and all sorts of crazy shit went down. And then that shows like 7 million views, viral. And you're like, why do I even try? I should just show up.
It's like a tweet it's like a tweet you just randomly tweet off. Whatever. That's the one that goes viral. The one you're thinking about. Oh, this would be good. Yeah, let me do that. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like referring to trans people as amputees, that's gold.
Yeah,
it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
And then I'll say I had a cinnamon roll. Boom, front page. Nobody gives a shit what I think. But that cinnamon roll though, that's looking pretty fucking sweet. Yeah.
So what's the promo code? What's the promo code for
ITL?
Okay.
Just ITL. I want him to change it to It's Too Late because the promo code for all of our other sponsors is It's Too Late. But Steve won't because he's a fucking diva too. Forget everything I said about him. Well, these divas.
Right. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
I don't know.
Damn it. I'll have to listen back and be like, oh, you were talking about that. What were you saying? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you in the middle of your sentence.
I can't be interrupted. I'm a white man. My voice just naturally rises to the top.
Where can they find your show? It's Too Late with Alan Mosley.
They can go to Twitter, X for the layman.
No, don't say X. Fuck that. We're shitting on Elon.
How long can it be X before people give in and call it X?
I don't know what that is.
Did you see that they're going to make like a dedicated videos channel like to compete with YouTube? Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
This is news to me.
Yeah. Apparently Elon wants to compete with YouTube now. So he's going to roll out like a dedicated video part to X to explicitly to compete with YouTube. I actually think that's great. We've been getting a lot of traffic on X.
I'm surprised he's not trying to compete with YouPorn.
Well, I mean, he is because it's just going to be on X because the porn bots have won.
Oh my god,
they lost the war with the porn bots.
Almost every single hidden reply, you hit that hidden reply button, and you're like, oh come on.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, X is allowed for like you can make an account if like you're 13 years old or something. I mean, people do it no matter what, but I'm saying in the actual terms of service. Yeah. And now they're going to say they're going to allow porn bots. So it's like,
wasn't there also a thing where if you still wanted to get monetized or get paid, you have to give your information to some?
Well, they were talking about that, but I can't. Like, I meet the criteria to have subscriptions on my account, and it still says pending, waiting for review. And it said that for months. And I can't get in touch with anyone. There's no help service. Elon fired all the staffers.
He's the help service.
All you can do is go to like the online thing where you're just following links, but none of them answer the question. And there is no escalation. Like, there is no chat where you can say, hey, this says pending for review and it's stuck forever. You can't do anything. I'm just screwed. I just don't get to have them. Oh, well.
Maybe you should just tweet at Elon every single 2 seconds. Hey, Elon.
Well, they actually recommend that you can tweet at support. You don't do that. Then you get flooded with bots again. You'll get flooded with bots if you type at support. It'll be a bunch of people saying, yeah, man, I didn't get support, so I went with this account. And it's just spam. It's like, so now I can't even tweet at support, which their own site recommend you do. And they recommend you do that praying that someone from support sees it because there's no actual support staff where you can just go contact them and say, hey, I have a problem. Cannot contact them. There is no support staff. So I'm literally looking at my monetization right now. And it says subscriptions pending, application submitted, waiting for review. I'm eligible.
Waiting for review.
And it just says it's been waiting for a review for 4 months.
What if there was someone just sitting there just looking at you waiting for a review and just laughing their ass off like Alan Mosley wants to be monetized on Twitter.
That just unlocks subscriptions. All you do is you connect your account, your financial account, like your Stripe or whatever, and then you can just set a price. It's just the same thing as Patreon. It's just a competitor to Patreon. A lot of people don't like Patreon anymore because it's like, oh, they went woke or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm canceling my Patreon subscription. It's like, well, but you weren't supporting Patreon, you were supporting me. And if you won't subscribe to my Patreon and you won't use fucking PayPal, then I guess goodbye. So it's like, oh, so some of the people at the Institute said you should sign up for subscriptions on Twitter, because some people, ever since Elon took over, some people are like, oh, I like Twitter now, so maybe they'll subscribe on Twitter. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as Patreon. It's just a different site. I was like, okay, cool, I'll sign up for subscriptions. That was like 5 months ago now, and it still says waiting for review. It's just stuck, and I can't. There's no help desk. I can't ask anyone.
Thanks, Elon.
This is the last show. This is it. I'm never appearing on here.
But for real, thanks Elon for the shitty help.
Yeah, but for real, I can't click on it. You can't. I can't even edit the settings anymore. It's stuck until it gets reviewed. I can't even change the settings, like where you go in to set the price or connect your account. I literally can't do it. And if you click on Help Center, it's just bullshit. It's just, well, have you tried going to x.com?
I'm on x.com right now, fucking idiot.
Yeah. Well, was this helpful? Question mark.
No.
Up emoji, down emoji.
Should be
all I can do is click downvote on was this helpful, and then they'll say why not, and then I'll type in kill yourself, and then they'll say thanks for helping our experience.
Kill yourself. Maybe that's why there's no help desk, because they keep killing themselves because you keep telling them to.
Well, I do tell a lot of people to visit euthanasia.com to get the I actually haven't done that on the show, and I bet it's damn near been a year or more since I've done the euthanasia.com joke. We've lost our way. It's Too Late used to be special. It went corporate. I sold out too. It's all corporate now. We don't say bad words anymore on the show, and we don't tell people to kill themselves like we used to.
Man, maybe that's what you should do with your show that you don't have a guest for. To say, here's all.
I have to have a guest. I have to have a guest.
You have to have a guest. Okay.
I have to have a guest. We're not doing throwaway episodes anymore. This is season 7 of It's Too Late. All right. And we're having an amazing year. This has been a great year. We've had a lot of awesome guests this year. A lot of new guests. People who've never imagine after 7 years of doing this show, there's still people out there who are like, this guy wants me on a show. I'll say yes. It's their fault, right? Like at that point, it's their fault. Yeah, that guy will never. We already went over that. Remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm showing you the name.
None of those people will ever be on the show.
What about this guy? Ever. What about that guy?
Actually, if he wanted to come on my show, that'd be great, because I'm sure he would hang up the phone. But for whatever we eked out, you better believe I'd fucking air it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just show him the Jerry Seinfeld meme of, this guy survived the gas chambers at Auschwitz with this one trick, and he's just holding his nose. And I'd be like, is this legit, or y'all's nose is too big?
You see that video of Jerry Seinfeld where he's being interviewed by Barry Weiss, and he's talking about something Israel. I think he visited Israel. How was it like? And Jerry Seinfeld started getting emotional.
They're all fake. All of them. It's all.
Is he still is this part of his promotion for Unfrosted? Is that why he was doing that?
I don't even know what that is.
That's his movie on Netflix. That is apparently
he does movies
shitty. Still.
Yeah,
he just directed. He directed Unfrosted, and it's about Pop-Tarts, because that's what everybody was wanting to know about. Oh, the history of Pop-Tarts. Let me see.
Yeah, so I actually canceled my Netflix. I actually am one of those people.
Well, there you go.
I don't have Netflix, so I wouldn't know. The last thing I watched on Netflix was the spin-off series. No, I don't even like The Office. I never watch it. No, I watched the spin-off series of Castlevania. So they made Castlevania. It was 4 seasons. It was really awesome. And then they made Castlevania Nocturne that takes place like whatever a few hundred years later. It was woke trash. And it's like, why would you do that? Why would you make a show that's actually unique and inventive and fresh, and then it enjoys some success, and then follow it up with woke trash? Like they can't help themselves. They're like, oh, we purely by accident made a good show. Let's make the sequel woke trash. And it was terrible, and I canceled my Netflix right there.
Well, you know where you won't get woke trash. It's too late with Alan Mosley. Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. 8 p.m. God's time.
Yep, there you go. And they can find that on YouTube, Twitter,
Yeah,
Twitch.
your favorite podcasting platforms of choice, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Just search Alan and Mosley TV.
Yeah, not Facebook.
Well, it's on Facebook, but you wouldn't be able to find it because
That's
Facebook.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. It is there though, technically.
All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and end this very amazing episode. Everything went perfectly. No mistakes whatsoever. Sharing screens and me not sharing screens and all that good stuff. Alan, the consummate professional, just being very respectful and helping me out as we go along. That's very rude. That's very rude. Speaking of people, like they can't see that. Anyone who's listening, they can't see what you're doing. All right, we'll see you in the next one. If he's not dead, because that counter is still going down. Yeah. How much time is that?
476 days. That's it.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks.